The trick is that Sharon's not technically the chair yet. That's the first thing we're gonna do is,
Doc pen.
so,
No, that's fine. For the box, write it as big as you can, sign it as big as you can within the box. That's going to be used for the back of the ballot. So,
Is art, well, one of the questions I was gonna, but I probably can't.
well, let's do that. So,
What's that?
all right,
It's just you don't wanna see my signature, it's literally,
Oh, my son does that too, it drives me crazy.
all right, it is now 3:00, so it is time, oh. It is now 3:00, and it's time to begin the meeting of the Election Commission. Prior to calling the meeting to order, my suggestion to the commission is that we meet for a brief executive session to go over some basic legal advice with regard to how we're going to proceed today. Everyone okay with that?
I'm okay.
That's fine. Do we need to have Mr. Groff on the phone?
I will get him on the phone once we get across to the other room. All right, so let's go across the hall.
The registrar's report, the registrar's report that they can all have. Chris, do you need this printed? Here you go. Where are the rest of them?
Richard wasn't gonna be here, so Lon's not here. Didn't say when to come.
Did he say he was coming? Or he didn't say either way, did he even respond?
He said thank you. Did you get my message to send that to Richard, that my report? Can you email that to his county email, and I'll mention it so he can open it while he's on the phone? Yes.
His email or blog?
It's R Groff, yeah, Groff. Big turnout.
in an executive session,
Okay,
but if you would like to speak, you have to sign in to speak.
okay, no, I'm just
Okay.
watching.
Okay.
Okay.
I am not, I'm going to try putting the microphone. I am not technically savvy.
And he's Richard, right?
Richard, yes, I think I called you the wrong name. Richard, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine, thank you.
All right, can you speak up just a little bit?
How's that? Is that any better?
Perfect. I have a microphone against my phone because this is going out on YouTube, so they have to be able to hear you on the microphone. So,
I understood.
all right. All right, this is the March 3rd, 2026 meeting of the Northampton County Election Commission. My name is Michael Vargo. I am an assistant county solicitor and the solicitor to the Election Commission. It is, until a chair is selected, it is my responsibility to call this meeting to order and open the floor for nominations for chair.
Mr. Vargo, I'd like to nominate Sharon Levy as the chair for the new commission.
Is there a second?
Yes, I will
Second.
I don't know if this is on. Yes, I would like to second, please.
All right. Are there any other nominations for chair? Hearing no other nominations, we'll call the vote. In order to vote, just simply, well, there's only one candidate, so you can respond with yay or nay. If we want to begin with Sharon,
Yay.
Scott,
Yay.
Rebecca,
Yay.
and Richard.
Yay.
All right, I'm going to vote 4-0. Sharon Gavin Levy is elected as the chair of the Northampton County Election Commission, which concludes my responsibilities. Ms. Gavin Levy, if you would like to take over for election of a vice chair.
All right, thank you so much. At this time, I would like to open the floor for nominations for a vice chair, please.
I would like to nominate Scott Hoff, please.
Is there a second?
Can I second myself? I don't know. Mr. Vargo?
Who did you just nominate? Me. Okay. All right, we need a second.
Can Richard?
I'll second that, thank you. All righty. Now let's all vote on that. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Richard?
Aye. Aye.
Thank you so much. All right, Scott is now the vice chair. Thank you so much. At this point, let's move on to the approval of the minutes of November 18th, 2025. They were sent to you. Hopefully you had a chance to read. Are there any questions about the minutes of November 18th?
I have no questions, and I'll make a motion to accept the minutes
All
for that
right.
meeting.
I was present but not on the board. So can I second that?
You can still second it, yes.
Okay, I'll second that.
All right, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
All right, thank you so much. All right, at this time, I'd like to open up for courtesy of the floor. No one signed? Okay, thank you, Chris. All right, the next thing we'll move forward to the solicitor's report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There are two matters to report. There are two pieces of pending litigation that may affect Northampton County's elections. There is a current appeal to the Commonwealth Court of Pennsylvania related to redistricting that occurred here in Northampton County. At this time, the Commonwealth Court has declined the appellant's request for stay, which means the common pleas court orders do remain in effect. The county will continue to abide by whatever the court orders us to do. If there is a different order issued by the Commonwealth Court, we will abide by the Commonwealth Court's order. Otherwise, we will continue to abide by the order of the Common Pleas Court. The other piece of litigation the county is not directly involved in, but we are a party. It is ongoing federal litigation related to the counting of undated and misdated mail-in ballots. The most recent court order in the federal litigation in that case requires the county to count undated and misdated ballots, which is what we did last year in the general election. Unless and until we're ordered to do something else, we'll continue to abide by that order. However, there has been a request to the United States Supreme Court to take that matter on appeal. The United States Supreme Court has discretion in which cases it chooses to accept or not accept, so it is unclear if they will even accept the case for appeal. But if there is a court order that tells us to do something different, we will abide by that court order. But in the meanwhile, the plan would be for the primary and the general to continue to count undated and misdated mail-in ballots unless ordered to do otherwise.
Are there any questions for Michael? Thank you so much. All right, let's move on to the registrar's report.
Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our new members. I have copies for, did you give them? Okay, so you guys have copies of my report moving forward. This hopefully will become the standard. So I get, the report I give, you guys will have an opportunity to review that as I'm going through it. So first off, some important dates that are coming up. We are currently accepting petitions for county committee persons. The casting of lots for that, for the ballot position for those committee persons will be held on March 18th here in council chambers at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Approximate start date for logic and accuracy testing of the voting machines will be around April 20th. The scanners will be before that date, and so we'll have the testing for the machines that week. May 19th, of course, is Election Day. May 22nd, we'll start the official canvass after the election, and for any possible challenges, where you would come in if there was any provisional ballot challenges, et cetera, that would be around May 28th and 29th. On January 24th, we mailed out 67,523 annual permanent letters. There's a brief description from the Department of State of what that means, but I'll give you an overview. Voters can apply for a permanent status for an absentee or mail-in ballot. That does not mean they get a ballot automatically every year, but they get an application to fill out once. And if they fill that out, if they're in a party, Democratic or Republican, they can get a ballot for both May and November. If they are an independent, they will get a ballot just for the general election or any non-party or libertarian, whatever. Okay, so that's what we sent out. We're in the process now of processing the ones we've gotten back. I would estimate currently they can apply online or they can send a paper copy back. Paper copies, we have about 11,000 currently in the office to process. Finance reports for the annual reports were due on February 2nd. All of those reports that had been received have been uploaded to our county website. As I mentioned, the petition period is currently open for county committee persons, both Democratic and Republican. The Democratic committee persons is every 4 years, so this is their year to do it, and Republicans is every 2. But those are open until the last day to circulate is March 10th. Also, the ballot, if anybody's interested in the races that are currently on the ballot, we have posted what's called the UMOVA notice, which is the Uniform Military Overseas Voting Act. We're responsible for posting that on our website. That just lists for those voters the candidates, the races that are on the ballot, including governor, lieutenant governor, the legislature, and the committee persons. We haven't have an official ballot with candidates in there yet, but that gives you the races that are going to be available on that ballot. We will continue to pre-fill the year on the return envelopes for the absentee mail-in ballots, which this year will be 26. That process has been in place since 2024. As far as drop boxes, for those who are not aware, we have 7 drop boxes in the county. Those are listed in my report. They are not changing from last year. So once we get closer, and we will post official notice of dates and times when those will be deployed on the website, so everybody has that information when it's ready. Some polling place information. We are currently confirmed to change a number of polling locations. Those are listed here. Just for your information, I'll read it out. Bethlehem 4 and 5, which was previously in the St. John Dwindis Church, that has been sold, so we are moving that to the Bethlehem Visitor Center at Steel Stacks. Bethlehem 9-3, which is currently in the Salvation Army, they can no longer accommodate us, so we're moving them to Liberty High School. Bethlehem 14-3, which was previously at St. Anne's School, they can no longer accommodate us, so we have moved them to the Bethlehem Area School District building. Bethlehem 15-2, context here is 15-2 was previously in the school district building. We are moving them out and moving 14-3 in, and then moving 15-2 to Lincoln Elementary. That will be a brand new polling location we haven't used before. East and Second Ward, the First Presbyterian Church has been sold, so we are moving that polling district to Easton City Hall. And finally, Freemansburg, the municipal building can no longer accommodate us, so we're moving them to Freemansburg Elementary School, which is down the street. Also, I provided in my report some updates on the redistricting and consolidation. I'm not going to walk through all of the information there, but I will point to the table on page 3, which outlines the changes that are being made and implemented. It outlines for the consolidations in Bangor, Bethlehem City, Easton City, and Lower Saucon, the polling districts that we are combining. And then for the redistricting, the alteration of bounds, you can see in Forks Township, we're going from 4 polling districts to 7. In Lower Nazareth from 2 to 4. Palmer Township from 7 to 9, and Upper Nazareth from 2 to 4. What the voters can, expect with these changes, they will receive their polling district name will be updated, and they will receive new voter registration cards. Their polling place may or may not change depending on what district they're in. Some of them we are keeping the same, but you still get a new registration card with a new name. And then all voters are encouraged to confirm their polling location prior to Election Day with our office.
I have a question. So at this time, are you looking for additional polling places in some of these cases?
No, we are in, I think we have them all. I haven't listed them yet because we're still working through the process with the district changes. The consolidations are set because basically they're combining a polling district that had 2 polling locations in one place. So those are the simple ones. We were able to add in Lower Nazareth, Palmer, and Upper Nazareth. We are still waiting on confirmation for 1 in Forks Township. But we do have locations, I just have not listed them here.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions, and Mr. Vargo, I know there's pending litigation, so I'm just gonna, is there anyone out currently, Chris, that is acquiring signatures for a petition that could be affected by these changes and possibly sign a wrong petition because of boundary changes?
We have had people come in. Our current policy in place is to provide them, if they are in the consolidation district, we're providing them both street lists for the old districts. So I'll use 8 East and West for an example. If they're campaigning or getting signatures in East and 8 West, we will give them the East and 8 West walking list. This is the one you've probably used. We are still pending, but I will also give you the East and 8 East, just so you have it. You can use that as well. For the redistricting, we have created new street lists based on the changes to those districts. So these individuals will have a map that covers their district, and if for whatever reason, it will also still probably contain the old district as well.
Okay, and then my second question is, we first talked about these in September of 2023. And then there was some question about you needed to go over them again. And these changes were then filed in the court in December of 2025. What was the reason for the lag time
Okay, so.
in that filing?
Sure. So context, we initially began talking about this change, I believe, in March of '23 with the consolidations only. And that was voted down. That did not go through. So the process was included to add the redistricting in conjunction with the consolidations. So when we consolidated, we were able to increase locations outside. Yes, that took place in September. And there was also a discussion in November after the 3.5-hour meeting we had that one time. So we had that discussion then that it was, I noticed that because of the Upper Nazareth specifically, where we were planning on splitting it, was voted agreed on from 3 to 2. We had to split it a different way because the school district involved in Upper Nazareth, there's 2 separate school districts. So we could not split it in 3 because you would have split each school district in half.
Just for clarification, it's not 2 school districts, it's school board seats. Just
Seat,
to be clear,
correct,
it's not,
yes.
it's all the same school district.
It's the
but-
regions, I'm sorry, it's regions. It's 2 different regions within one school district. My apologies. So that was the case, we had to go back and review. So I brought it to the commission's attention that we would come back in 2024 with that change. I brought that change to the commission, and there was no objection to the change.
Did we vote on that change? Because
That- My
am I
understanding.
allowed to,
My understanding is that the vote occurred in November authorizing Mr. Comini to make the change that was necessary,
and my,
bring it back for review.
and my recollection was that Ms. Levy at that November meeting said, let's hold off until the next meeting, and I seconded a motion at that time to revisit that at the first meeting of 2024.
So that's our understanding of the process, is what happened there, was that the vote, the authorization to redistrict November, or was it Upper Nazareth, I believe, occurred in September, and the authorization to make the adjustments occurred in November, and then that was presented in March and there was no objection in March to the revised plan that was presented, is our understanding of what happened with that. The reason for the delay in filing is that, so as we know, maybe where elections, and for those who are new on the commission, you may not fully appreciate the fact that election season begins in the middle of February and lasts until the end of November or early December, depending on challenges. So the window to file this sort of redistricting, to redistrict, to adjust these voting districts, your window is from the end of December to the middle of February in a non-presidential year. The presidential primary is a month earlier, so even if we can redistrict in a presidential year, the window just isn't big enough because of the time required to publish the petitions, because you have to file the petition, then you have to publish it, or you have to provide the notice, and then you still have to have the court hearing. In a municipal year, so first the 24 election, the post-24 election process took much longer than normal, as some of us who were here for that, just for reviewing provisional ballots may recall. And the actual ballot in a municipal year has a large number of local races on it. So every ballot is very different, and it's also in the middle of both, so local party committee people are elected on the primary ballot in every 2 years for Republicans, every 4 years for Democrats. So the other problem with doing a consolidation in the middle of, at the beginning of a municipal year is you'd be in the middle of the term for committee persons. By doing it in the window between a municipal general election and a congressional primary election is you're at the end of the term for local committee people, so they would have to run anyway in their new districts. And you have the fewest number of races on the actual ballot itself to be affected, especially with local signature gathering. So that's why the time frame was slotted in for, that's why the time to do this was at the end of last year into this year.
And I think that's a completely reasonable explanation. But why didn't we discuss it at the last meeting? Why wasn't at least brought up, oh, by the way, this is being revisited, here's why, and we're going to do this instead of just doing it?
I genuinely don't know. It just didn't come up, honestly. So,
But I want to make sure both Republicans and Democrats could potentially be affected in their petition signing right now because of this last-minute change, unless they get the updated documents from.
the street lists that we have available are currently for the new districts. For people if you are in a district where they're in Palmer, in Upper Nazareth and Lower Nazareth, there are newer, smaller districts, so those signatures would still be, if for some reason the Commonwealth Court said you have to go back and use the old map, those signatures will be within one of the larger districts. And for people with the consolidation districts, they were given both lists. If they collect signatures in only one of the old districts, they'll be fine. They should be fine even if they go. And I believe it's only 10 signatures that are required. So.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope, that was it.
All right. Thank you, Chris. All right, we have new business, and at this point, we need to talk about our schedule of meetings for 2026. Now, the last meeting in November, I wasn't here, but did you talk about additional meetings?
We did. We talked about, was there a restriction on the number of meetings we were allowed to have? And we were told there was no restriction, but there are dates we must have.
Right, so a little context, what I just handed you is the must-have meetings. Okay, so June 2nd is 2 weeks after the primary election, where we do the signing before the meeting. August 4th is the 90-day window for anything that needs to be added to the ballot for the general election. And then November 17th is again 2 weeks after the general election for the final meeting. Yeah.
Don't you traditionally meet a week or two before the election?
We moved it to 90 days because we're running into issues when we needed to add something to the ballot. If we had a meeting too close to the election, we couldn't add it. So we backed that up a bit just so we meet that 90-day window for statute purposes.
Okay.
Okay, but we can, again, this is the discussion of what extra meetings you would like to add. These are the ones you must have.
Okay.
And to be clear, what will happen is these will be the regularly scheduled meetings. So there'll be an advertisement put out to make the public aware of when the regularly scheduled meetings are. It is possible to have a special meeting. It gets tricky with scheduling in ensuring there are sufficient people available, we have a quorum, and we have time to publish the agenda so that the committee can take action if there's a special meeting held. I know there's been, and that's been a problem in the past, is trying to get so I think to the extent that it would make sense to have, if the board's sense is that they would like to have a meeting closer in time to the election, I think it would make sense to add it now as a regular meeting, so it's already on the list, and we can make sure everyone's available and ready to go.
And it's
And
advertised.
Becky, I would say that I think it was the position of the last commission as well, that 2 weeks before an election day, we should be adding a meeting on both of those.
That's what, I remember that conversation.
Yeah, so I
And I think that's a great idea, because if there are any problems, we could kind of address them at the time
yeah.
or look into them, and I think that would maybe give the public a little more confidence as well.
Mr. Vargo, do we need to make a motion in order to schedule these meetings?
No. I
So we
think-
could say
I
now,
don't think
let's
this
just plan one the
requires-
Tuesday.
I don't think it requires a formal motion of the board to,
Maybe October 20th?
yeah. I mean, if the board would like to have a motion and vote on the specific dates, that's fine, but I don't know that it's actually
This is
required.
election day.
But you have to advertise it.
If we wanted to expand those 6 meetings, could we possibly call for those dates now?
Yes, we'll pick the dates now, so we can get them on our calendars. So election day,
First one's May 19th, so
yeah,
if you want to do 2 weeks before that,
okay.
if that's what you're looking at.
I'm open.
Oh, we're going to May, all right. Yeah, I can do May 5th. May 5th?
Yeah, so it'll be what, May 5th and October 20th? Would those be the dates?
At 3 o'clock? Okay.
Just got to make sure that we can get the room. Might as well book it now.
Yeah,
This is far enough advance, I would
we'll take care
expect
of
we'll be able to get it.
Yeah, and we'll get these dates advertised as well, so we'll be okay there.
Yeah. election day.
And
And then anything outside of these dates, we can, so these are the set dates for the meetings you would like to see that we can advertise now. Okay.
5th and October 20th.
And regarding meetings, is the county updating the technology so that, obviously we have the phone going right now through a microphone. Is there any update on getting Zoom or Google Meet or anything like that that we can actually participate and see what's happening?
I don't know. That's outside of my purview, sorry. I mean, I don't have any control over.
I know, but I didn't know if you heard anything.
No, I have not. I'm sorry, I have not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not that I've
It
heard
would be a
either.
great idea, but I don't know.
Google Pro, $150 a year.
All right, so we have those 2 additional meetings, May 5th and October 20th, prior to primary and then election day. Is there any other new business? Yes,
I
Becky?
have a question. Can we ask for something to be put onto the agenda?
Yeah, so typically my initial process will be to send the agenda out to the commission, and feel free, if you have anything you would like to put on new business, you certainly can. And then before we publish it on the website, we can do that.
How far in advance do you need that?
I usually try and, I mean, if I have the agenda, and I mean, maybe a week or so before, I'll send it out. I'll send a draft version out. If you would like to add anything, that's your option, certainly.
Well, I'd like to add something now, if that's okay.
Sure.
I would like a discussion about developing some kind of handbook or bylaws for a new board member. I would appreciate that. So
Yeah, I
just a
actually saw
discussion about
that.
how should we go around it.
So-
I don't expect you to do anything before the election.
Okay, so we will add that for discussion at the May 5th meeting.
Yes.
Okay,
please.
sure. Yep.
Yeah, I think we talked about that briefly at the last meeting too, so that's a good thing. And I took it to county council as well to see if they would act on it, but I don't believe they have. And my next question to that was going to be, is there still an election integrity committee on council that in this new year?
As far as I know, the committee is still there.
Okay.
Have any control over when they call their meetings.
Yeah, heard.
All right, good. Anything else?
Richard, while you're on the phone, when you're back, can you please come to the election division office so we can get your signature on a document for the back of our ballots? We need official signatures from the commission.
Yeah, and what's the deadline that you need that by?
Before we start printing ballots, so we have a while.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
Thank you.
I'll check with you again to make sure.
All right, sounds good.
And Chris, I have a ballot question with those signatures. Are you going to print our names on it this year? Because I know traditionally it's just our signature, but our names does not appear on there under our signature. Is that something we can add?
I don't know. I'd have to look. I don't ever remember seeing a printed name on there. I don't know. I'd have to ask. I mean,
For
that's
those of us
probably
who have a
Department of
sloppy
State question.
signature, it might be good for the public to know who's signing
I'll
it.
look into it. I'll add it. Yep.
Okay, all right. Now, we thank you, Richard, for being on with us today. And Juan isn't here, so have we heard anything from from him? I hope everything's okay.
I heard from him in response to the meeting date, but did not get confirmation or that he wasn't coming, so.
Okay, all right. Okay. Anything else?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll
All right.
second.
All
Thank you
right.
much.
Thank you so
very much.
much.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, Richard, I'm hanging up now.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Bye.